Manchester United have beaten West Ham United 3-0 at home at Old Trafford. One goal from Hojlund, who is on fire at the moment, and 2 goals from Garnacho sealed the 3-0 win. Back-to-back wins for United at last. And also a clean sheet, a well-needed clean sheet from United. Like I said, goal from Hojlund, 2 from Garnacho. Listen, once again, we're going to talk about the performance, and West Ham can find themselves unlucky. Yes, United won 3-0, but let's not pretend that West Ham didn't have chances in this game to make this game very, very interesting. Like I said, the game for me was United hitting West Ham on the break, capitalising, taking their chances, and at the same time, West Ham being unable to take their chances. West Ham were unlucky, but United needed the win. I'm glad that we had the win. Like I said, we played in moments. There isn't a pattern of play that we want, that we need. There isn't that cohesion, but there is glimpses. There are glimpses of something happening. And so we must be happy, of course. But at the same time, on this channel, we analyze the football match in a pragmatic, in a logical way, without emotion. We're going to talk about the game because even though we won 3-0, we didn't have the best game. And like I said, West Ham, at the end, Dalot's block, at the end from Bowen, and a few chances. The game could have been different. The game could have been different, and we are going to talk about it. Even though Garnacho scored 2 goals today, his performance when he had the ball on the right wing, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. And we're going to separate the goals he scored today versus his 90-minute performance. Right? On this channel, we don't do biases as much as we, possibly can. Listen, Hojlund took his goal really well today. And similar to Garnacho, the fact that he scored the goal doesn't mean we can't analyse and criticise his overall performance. For me, the man of the match today is between Dalot and Casemiro. We're not going to give the man of the match award to somebody who just scored 2 goals despite the fact his 90-minute performance wasn't that good. That's not how we do it on this channel. Like I said, there's a lot for us to talk about, and we're going to talk about the game in depth. The first half, what went down. The second half, what went down and why. Grab yourself your drink. Grab yourself your smoke, whatever you're doing. The game's done now. Let's come, have a little debrief, have a chat on this channel like we do. Smash the like, people. Turn on the notifications, and if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe below. We're going to chop it up today. We're going to dissect this game. I haven't been around for the last few games, but I'm back now. Listen, there's a lot to be pleased about if you're a Man United fan, but as usual, on this channel, we don't get carried away. We say what we see, not how we feel, right? We can be happy that we've won, but don't overlook the bad moments of play. Don't overlook the fact that West Ham could have scored 3 goals and it could have been 3-3. Let's not overlook these things, because if we overlook the objective reality of what we actually saw with our eyes, then we're going to go away and think we have the best team, we have the best players in the world. And we're going to be comparing our players to other players and saying, Garnacho's the best winger, Bruno, no. Let's chill out and look at the game, assess the game, say what we see, not how we feel. Let's go. Anyway, in terms of the lineup, guys, for me, I always want to see more footballers play rather than pace and power. I think the manager is, and I've said this many times on many videos, the manager has assessed the Premier League, and I think he has said Many times he wants to play a transition game. He doesn't want let's say the Man City type of football, which is football that I like. The technical football where you probe. Everything has a meaning. Everything is for a purpose. Every pass is for a purpose. You're not just spamming the cross in. You're not just, hoofing the ball into an area. Every pass, every movement is precise. I want to see a more technical game, but it seems as if the manager doesn't he prefers the pace and the power, the counter-attacking football that we saw under Oli, and that's what he's going for. And for me, that type of football is not sustainable throughout the whole league. That sort of Liverpool heavy metal style football, Garnacho on the left or on the right, Rashford, and we're not seeing Sancho's, we're not seeing the Martials, we're not seeing the Amad Diallo's, we're not seeing the more technical footballers, we're not seeing the Ericssons, we're seeing the footballers that have a lot of pace, have a lot of power, who also rely on moments. We have a lot of moments footballers, and like I said, that's not the kind of football. He's not playing the players that I think are conducive for a consistent style of play. The players he's picking are moment players, not players who want to play a cohesive style of football. And for him, that's fine, that's cool. But for me, personally, it's not the type of football. I'm very technical. I want to see a technical game. And I don't think we'll ever get this, or at least get that type of game with this manager, especially when he comes out time and time again and say he wants to play a specific type of transition football, being the best transition team. Anyway, that being said, I'm never fully going to be... I don't think we have the best front three in the league, especially the players that he chooses. But today I think we played decently. The first 10 minutes, what I saw were, two teams feeling each other out, as you do as the game starts. No one really getting grips with the game. Kudus at the start looked lively. As soon as I saw him, the first 5-10 minutes, I thought, yes, he's going to be a problem. The way he picks the ball up, the way he manipulates the ball, the way he moves and drops his shoulder. He was causing a problem straight away, looking very dangerous. United's back line, the first 10 minutes were very deep. Very deep. And we start the game like that. We don't want to push the line up too far. We have Maguire and Martinez as our centre-back pairing. And, Martinez is not the slowest, but Maguire is not the quickest. And we know that. So I think it was important that we didn't push our back line up towards the halfway line too early. Onana made a save very early on from a West Ham corner, and that's when I thought the game was going to be a game of two teams really playing on the counter-attack. Both teams really looking to utilise that option. And for me, it's a bit disappointing because Man United are at home and we got rid of Oli because all Oli wanted to play was counter-attack against every team. And I'm conscious that this manager is playing a type of football close to that. And that's another reason why I'm a bit disappointed in Ten Hag. I'm disappointed in the style of football that he's chosen to play at Man United. However, that being said, United scored very early on, just like, against Wolves he scored very early on. In this game he scored around the 25th minute, and it was a good goal. Let's talk about that goal from Hojlund. And for me, Hojlund is a striker that, once again, is not the most technical. He's not going to dribble the ball past players. His first touch isn't always the greatest. He thinks he's very physical and he tries to back into players, but he often gets thrown around. So I think he still needs to understand what type of footballer he is and how he fits in to the team and what he needs to do to create space and all these sort of things. I still think he has a lot of learning to do. And while he's not my type of striker, I'll be real, he isn't. We need him to score. We need this guy to score. And the goal that he scored was a very good goal. He created it for himself out of nowhere. I think Casemiro won the ball. And the way he shifted it from his left to the right, sold the defender, and the shot was very clean. That's one thing I've seen with Hojlund. Sometimes the way he shoots is not always very clean. He's not always very crisp. The way he connects with the ball is not always the best. But the way he took that goal today, hats off, son. Very well taken goal. Smashed with his right foot, not with his left, because he is left-footed, which is very good to see. And I hope that he becomes, or that at least increases his confidence, because strikers need to play with confidence. Strikers need confidence, and the striker is the only position, in my opinion, where you can kind of get away with not having good 90-minute performances, but just scoring goals. I think it's one of the only positions you can, I say kind of, because I don't think you can still get away with it. You know, if you're not scoring goals, you got to do something else. If you're not giving us goals as a striker, you have to do something else. And for me, when this kid is not scoring goals, he's not doing enough. He's not bringing others into play. He's not going to drop deep like Martial and affect the game that way at all. So he needs to be scoring goals to be effective. And when he wasn't scoring goals, I was very alarmed. He scored, or he's scoring a few now. I hope it continues. And yeah, it's all good. The more he scores, the best for United. And after that goal went in, United definitely kept the ball better than they did before. Even though they lacked the intent, you know, Bruno started slowing the game down. He started dropping deeper, and rather than passing the ball with speed, a lot of times he would just, you know, lazily just kick the ball back. And I was thinking, Casemiro was playing really well. Mainoo was keeping it tidy. But despite the fact that United were having better possession, or started having better possession after the goal, most of the action areas, most of the areas that United had possession was in our own defensive third or in the middle third. We didn't keep, or we still don't know how to keep possession in the final third. We don't know how to pin teams back and keep rotating the ball, because all we can do is just go from back to front, quickly, transition, but we don't know how to keep it at the final third and pin teams back the way Arsenal and Man City can. Like I said, everything slowed down. We, United, defended quite well. I have to say that. We looked, even though we did concede chances, Martinez and Maguire, as a whole, you know, we did make mistakes, but as a whole, with Casemiro, did pretty well. One thing I noticed, that even though the front line did move up to the halfway line when we had the ball, we knew we dropped back and we dropped deep very quickly when West Ham had the ball. That's one thing I noticed. Maguire didn't engage. Maguire didn't really try to step up when West Ham counter-attacked. We dropped back quickly. And I think that is something new, rather than trying to play offside or anything like that. Yeah, so that's what I saw. Nothing really happened of note in the first half, other than really Hojlund's goal. I'm not quite sure about Hojlund's celebration. I don't know what he was trying to do there. But by the end of the half, West Ham were camped in United's half. They were. Our wingers today, not today. Let's say the first half. Let's talk about what we've seen and how we feel. Today, our wingers in the first half of this game were not good. And I would go as far as saying that our attack, Manchester United's attack, probably is not one of the worst in the top four, I think, personally. Bruno, like I said, it was a bit sloppy in the first half. Our wingers, Garnacho, every time he had the ball in the first half, he lost the ball. Rashford, same old, trying to dribble past and through players rather than releasing the ball. Hojlund created a goal out of nothing. He didn't really get much service. Martinez, yes, he's back. And Martinez being back means that we can bring the ball out of defence a bit better, because he is one of those defenders that are really good on the ball. And that's what we saw today. But the football that United play, especially in the first half, was just not good enough. No patterns of play, like I've said before. Lack of cohesion in our play. And for me, even though we were winning at half-time, West Ham, at least you could argue, maybe not factually, but at least you could argue West Ham were the better side. They were the better side. But they didn't capitalise on their moments that they had. Now the second half, West Ham, as soon as the second half started, West Ham created a chance. Now, West Ham should have scored from this chance. The way I see it is this. The ball, I think, went over the top. No, Maguire lost the ball on the right-hand side. And I think it was, who was it? Wasn't it Emerson on the left? All the space, all the time in the world. He had 3 or 4 players to his right. He could have squared it to. I think he decided to shoot. And he should have scored. And he missed. And soon after that, and this is why football is so crazy, guys. Soon after that, Garnacho, who hadn't done anything in the game, for me was having a bad game, a poor game. If Garnacho doesn't score, he's not influencing the game. He's not doing the right things. And he's still young. He's still young, so he can get better. But the goal he took, I think, was a deflection. Yes, it was a deflected goal from Garnacho. I think he had the ball on the right-hand side. I think he cut in onto his left. He shot. Deflected goal. Listen, we will take the goals however they come. 2-0. For me, I thought the game was done at 2-0. Even though West Ham created moments and created chances, I think the fact that they don't have a striker that can put the ball into the back of the net is a massive problem for them. And like I said, Garnacho, until then, didn't have a good game. But I know a lot of his fans will be coming out saying he's the best player in the world. And I think that's, for me, someone who's, he's grown. I'm a grown-ass guy. And I've seen footballers. I've seen 17, 18-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo. I've seen Eden Hazard. I've seen ballers. I just want people to relax and understand what they're seeing with Garnacho, because it seems as if he's getting a superstar treatment before he's done anything in the game. And we do that a lot. We did it with Rashford. We put Rashford on a pedestal before he did anything. Bruno done nothing. He's won nothing. And it was, we say things like he's better than Pogba when Pogba's won World Cups. We do this a lot. We act very emotionally rather than logically. We don't say what we see. We see a guy who's playing badly, then he scores. And as soon as he scores, we totally forget he's had a bad performance. And we say he's the best thing since sliced bread. That's what we do. That's what we do. That's how our brains work. And I think our brains are broken. Not mine. Most people's brains are broken because that feeling that Garnacho gives you when he scores a goal supersedes the fact that he plays badly in a game. Sometimes just say that I like this player. He didn't play well today, but he scored a few goals. The fact that Garnacho got the man of the match, and I'm not even hating on the kid. I'm just seeing something that's happening in our fan base where we're idolizing somebody who's done nothing in a game. This kid's got more followers on Twitter than most people, and he's done nothing in the game, and he's only 19. And if he continues like this, by the time he's 21, he would have clocked out. He would have got his 200 grand contract, think he'd made it, stopped improving, and we just need to keep these kids hungry. We do. I'm glad he scored today, but let's not pretend he had a good performance. Let's not do that on this channel, right? It's not about hurting people's feelings. And if your feelings are hurt by me telling the truth, by me saying what I saw with my eyes, that he didn't actually play that well, he scored 2 goals, then this channel's not for you, because it's for intelligent people who say what they see and not how they feel. Rashford the same. I don't think Rashford had a good game today either. So let's keep it consistent, Bruno didn't have the best game. He had an okay game, but Bruno didn't have the best game. But moving on, like I said, Miney, I think, came off for Scott McTominay. West Ham had another chance, and I think it was Emerson again. But once again, it was bad finishing. And once again, I think West Ham should have scored with this opportunity that they had. On a different day, the game would have ended differently. We didn't control the game. The 3-0 result in the end is not a true reflection of what we saw with our eyes today. Garnacho scored another goal after Martinez came off for Varane. But even before that, Bowen, I think Yes, it was Bowen, a clipped ball over the top, went over Maguire's head. Bowen chested it down. He was through on goal, only had the goalkeeper to beat, and Dalot, my guy, Dalot came out of nowhere like a flipping, like that Street Fighter. Who's that guy with that slide? And Bison slide. Got the ball, great block from Dalot. And once again, that should have been a goal. 3-4 chances, and let's not forget Onana saving the ball from the corner. And a few, saves that Onana made during this game as well. Let's not forget that. And we won't forget that on this game. We can be happy that we won. Yes, we can separate our feeling of being happy that we won 3-0 and also the objective reality of the fact that we could have been 3-0. We didn't play that well. We hit them in the counter-attack. It's all cool, but let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it, guys. There is no harm in talking about it. So, yeah, in the end, Garnacho scored his second goal. Nice goal. For me, I looked at the goal again, actually, Garnacho's goal, and when Scott McTominay fed the ball to Garnacho, I think until then, or up until then, Scott only had 2 touches since he came on for like 15 minutes or something. But that goal, even that goal from Garnacho, the ball, if you look back at the goal again, was only half a metre from the goalkeeper's foot. And I'm thinking to myself, and the ball wasn't fired with venom or vim into the bottom corner either. I think the goalkeeper could have done better with that third goal, is basically what I'm saying. But it was a good, quick counter-attack as we do. Garnacho, right foot, into the corner. Nice finish. The kid, 2 goals. I'm not sure about what the celebration is, but the kids are having fun. And I know the younger generation are going to absolutely love all of that, sitting that celebration that he does. They're going to lap it up and think it's the best thing ever. But good goal. Not a great performance from Garnacho, but at least one nice finish. 2 goals that we needed. 3-goal margin. We managed to keep a clean sheet. We managed to keep it tight at the end. But yeah, as I said before, we can look at that game and say that we are happy that we won 3-0, but let's not get carried away. That's my baseline, my main line to say. Good 3-0 performance. I don't think it was a 3-0 performance. West Ham are unlucky, but Dalot had a good game. For me, my man of the match is probably between Dalot or Casemiro. Our wingers weren't that good, despite the fact that Garnacho scored 2 goals. Our wingers weren't that good today. I want to see more from our striker. I think Hojlund now is getting into the groove. I hope he continues to learn, continues to understand himself and the way we want to play. I have major doubts over the manager and over the style of play and over the players that he's ostracized and over his man management. The more I understand the manager, his coldness, the way he speaks, the more I believe that he's not a good man manager. He doesn't know how to... Basically, every player is different. So you have to treat players the same, not be biased, but at the same time, treat them differently. You know that one player needs an arm around his shoulder, and one player might need a push. You got to understand which player needs what. I don't think this manager has that in him. I think he wants to treat everyone the same, despite the fact that one person might have this need and the other person might have a different need, and you have to, treat them both or approach them both differently. I don't think the manager has that, and I think a lot of players are coming out saying, I'm not happy. This his man management. He's treating me like this. He's treating me like that. He's treating me like this. That is a major problem, and it will continue being a major problem until our manager fixes it. That's all I have to say. There's been a lot of news this week, a lot of news to keep up with, and I think I will make another video this week as well. But that's the game, how I saw it. How did you guys see the game? Let me know as usual. Comment below. Keep it moving, keep it fresh. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think of the game? Am I being a bit too harsh on Garnacho? Am I being a bit too harsh on the manager and the front 3, and why? Don't give me emotional reasons. Give me objective reasons. And yeah, upwards or onwards and upwards, as I always say. Smash a like as usual. Share the video with your friends. Let's grow the channel. I will be doing watch-alongs, live watch-alongs very soon. I know I keep saying it, but I will be doing live watch-alongs very soon. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Have a good week, have a good day, have a good month. And yeah, peace out, man. Peace out, homie.
If you're not ready.